Hope everyone's relaxed. I feel like it's one of those wellness videos. I hope you're all relaxed and joining us.
Get your feng shui correct.
Get your feng shui on.
I had to do like 8 circles first, and then
Did you? You sat down like a dog?
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Yeah, it's all good.
Right.
It's all good.
I only hear you in one ear. I got to jiggle this.
Is jiggle, hey, 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 hey.
There
I think the side of your head's plugged up.
There we go.
There, you got
We're
her?
not moving
No.
for the rest of the show. Okay. Okay. Everyone can relate to this. We were just saying before, it's like when one side of your nose gets plugged and then the other isn't.
Yeah.
So weird. Yeah.
You know, it happens with your ears. It happens with everything.
The only thing that's worse is toddlers with stuffy noses, because you're like, do you want to blow your nose? They're like, no.
No. I want you to wait for 10 minutes so you can see me walking around with snot going all the way down my chest.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. Or maybe pick a boogie.
There you go.
Whatever
and
works.
wait and see where they wipe it.
Yeah. So it's let's talk about spooky things.
Yeah, what the hell?
Ooh-ah.
Boogers and kids and one ear plugged.
Boogers. Yeah. Happy Halloween. Whoa. Yeah. I forgot my costume today, and it just isn't the same without an intern last year, and Maddie did it. And we just had so much fun. So, but I figured today was just a little chilly.
Mm-hmm.
So today I'm going to be a realtor.
Yeah. I thought maybe you could be a speed skater.
Ooh.
You could have got right here, no problem. It probably could have skated here quicker than you drove.
Not gonna lie. It was a little risque out there last night.
Streets are horrible.
So yeah, streets are horrible. Be safe. If you're going out to trick or treat tonight, definitely be safe. Did some home showing this weekend, and people starting Friday, Saturday, Sunday, people I think sold all their shovels, so they weren't doing it, and then now they're compacted ice. So do everyone a solid, since people will hopefully be out and about trying to do a few things tonight.
You know, on my way to work this morning, I noticed a lot of people had already snowblowed. Isn't it illegal to blow your snow into the street? I believe it is illegal.
Is it illegal?
I think it is.
Yeah.
But some people, I guess it doesn't matter. I don't know.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of things that people just do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they feel like they're entitled.
Yeah. Yeah. They just do their thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Last year I had a snow service at my house for, he lasted one time. And he took the frame off my garage door.
Oh, boy.
That was rough. And then he went by as my son was looking through our picture window and shot the snow at my picture window. And I had to go out and tell him, I can't remember his name, so we'll call him Byron.
Okay.
For fun.
Byron.
I was like, Byron, you were here before the snow fell, and you saw that I have all loose rock.
Yeah. Oh,
so it's probably
jeez.
not going to work out well. And he said, I can't turn the thing. And I said, I just don't think it's going to work out. So unfortunately, I can't afford
Byron.
to keep you this season.
Yeah.
So
Because if I'm going to have to put a new window in, I got to make up my mind, snow removal or window, one of the two.
I know. My son was in the window. I was like, get down, shots fired. I was like, oh my gosh. So yeah. So, and then it was like all stuck in the screen. So, So if you want Byron's number, let me know. Well, let's get this party started. It is October 31st. It's Halloween, and we are here for it. The snow is here. There was no travel advised last night. So we're off to a banging start to the season.
Yep.
So, but we're here for it, and we're here to walk you through everything, weather-wise or anything to make you laugh. So. This is Put a Fork in It, Grand Forks' most humorous. This week is going to be the most humorous and maybe spooky show. Thank you.
There you go.
Yep. My name's Courtney Barstead Logan. I'm a realtor here in the Grand Cities with eXp Realty. You can find me on social media at Grand Cities Living. And if you want to share with a friend, this is on YouTube at Grand Cities Living. You can also find Put a Fork in It on your favorite podcast site. Somebody asked me that last week. So just go into your little iPod thing. What's it called? What is it called? Podcasts app. Apple Podcasts. They got rid of iTunes. They got rid of iTunes back in 2010.
Yeah.
So, okay. Super sorry about that. And for licensing purposes, if you'd like to contact my broker, please feel free to email her at nd.broker@exprealty.net. So today we I'm going to go over 5 spooky things that could be affecting your real estate sale or purchase. Yeah, spooky, scary things.
Like dead bodies in the living room?
That would definitely.
Okay, 6.
Yeah. Okay, that's number 6. Yeah, if you have a dead body or dead cat, that would be rough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Live cat stink enough.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah.
By the way, I'm looking for a new cat.
Are you?
Yes, I am.
A live one?
Yes, a live one, preferably.
Okay. Have you checked the shelters?
Yes, that's what we're gonna do.
You are? Okay, good.
Oh, we that's what we do all the time.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. We'll talk about dead cats here soon, but the first thing that we're seeing so many people do, and it's because our market has changed slightly, is overpricing your home.
Oh, yeah.
So I think people have seen that. They've seen houses sitting on the market, and they'll do price drops, and people get overly aggressive with what they want to do. But find a realtor, trust them with your pricing. Sometimes it feels good to see a house drop at a price when you tell somebody, here's what price we think, and they think you're full of malarkey, if that's still a thing, or whatever malarkey is. But you got to be realistic about what your house is. People aren't flocking to the houses and throwing cash at them like the years past. So you got to be smart about it. You got to price it accordingly, and do a good job of that. A realtor is going to give you a range. We don't have a magic 8 ball. We're going to do our best. Like I tell my clients all the time, my goal is to be able to sit down with an appraiser and fight for you for that price. So if I can feel good about that, then that's where we list at. The second, and this is something that I saw so much of it this weekend, is doing the bare minimum to get your house on the market. And this is everywhere from flippers to occupied homes. So people are thinking, my house is probably desirable. I'm just going to throw it on with the bare minimum, and whatever that looks like. I've been in some flippers where they just use the spray paint and do everything in white, and they go over. Yes, and so there's all kinds of randomness and different things, and it's just yucky. So looking at those good bones things that are more important than the white cupboards that might be damaged, looking past those things, the rotten wood. If those things are fixed, that's the good stuff. We want to look at that good stuff. We can paint, we can do new flooring, but looking past that stuff. And also sellers in occupied homes, you still got to put away the stuff. You got to try to get the smells out of there, and do your really your best to showcase your house, because that very beginning when we put stuff out there is the hot point. Case in point, people will put one picture out, say no showings till a certain time. That's going to hit a buyer's email. They're going to look at it. They're going to think, ooh, I'll go back and look at those pictures. People forget. They don't go back. They don't look at them. And now they've only seen the exterior. One example, this is not the norm, so please don't come at me, but listed a beautiful condo downtown at 9:30 on Friday morning, and at 6:30 on Friday night, we had it under contract.
Wow.
So, absolutely beautiful home, and everything they did from, getting it ready, and they lived nicely. So they had, things set up, but my photographer came in and just did an amazing job. She was tucked in a closet at one point, trying to get good angles. But everything online it appeared, as is. And so people came in and we got it under contract, and really excited for those sellers and those buyers to be able to lock that in. So photography, getting your house, tidy and ready to go is so important. Missing the buyers. So people have beautiful landscaping here in town. Maybe they've got a pool or exterior space that's just so usable, location, and it's really marketing at a time that's important to your buyers. So, if summer was your hot spot, do we wait until spring, or did you take your pictures already? And that's super important. I pushed that for so long, for probably about 2 months, to everybody. Let me come take your pictures. I want to be able to showcase your yard, your gardens, things like that really are going to help sell your house. So what is that going to look like? And then same if you've got a nice heated garage, if that's going to be a nice space for people. We live in the Midwest. Everyone loves to have a good football party in their garage. Yep. So you've got the epoxied floors, you've got that space. Make sure it's cleaned out enough that it's tidy, that someone can come in and say, like, yep, this is going to be my, my
new
extra,
man cave.
Yep, my extra living room space. But if it's cluttered up and gross, it's going to take 2 seconds. There's great services in town that can come in and wash your floors for you and just do some easy things. So, so definitely look at that. On a buyer side, I've seen this way too much right now. People are not getting pre-qualified still. And so it does take a while because we need that documentation from you of your taxes and the paperwork that maybe you haven't looked at since last tax season. So getting that ready, people are house hunting and snooping, and with the different rates, they're a little bit more surprised on what that monthly payment might be. So people think, oh, here's what we can afford. You know, looking at what the rates are, they're not out of this world. I think, John, you probably had a higher rate back in the day. My first home was 8.5%. It's nothing to run crazy about. We're kind of around the norm.
Yeah.
And we can refinance later. But not getting pre-qualified means you're going to either miss that house or you're going to fall in love with a house that is going to be way out of your budget. So making sure you get your ducks in a row and you get pre-qualified. A lot of my local lenders do an amazing job of sitting down to say, hey, if we paid off the Kohl's card, for example, or the Discover card where you have, you know, just a little bit there, that's going to change your credit so much more. Yeah. And none of us are experts in that. Well, some of you are. I'm definitely not. And so I defer to them to say, hey, guess what? We could totally change your scene if you got rid of that silly store card that's on there. And maybe it's at like $800. Like, pay that off.
Yeah.
Get rid of it. Mm-hmm. And they're the ones that can look in and they can wheel and deal on kind of what that looks like. It's going to give you a whole different scenario on what your house hunt's going to look like. So getting that pre-qualification, don't just think, we'll do it when we find the house, because the house is going to maybe not wait for you.
Yeah, and if you get pre-qualified, don't go spend a bunch of money.
Don't go
buy a snowmobile. Mm-hmm. You wait till you sign the papers and close the deal, right?
Yeah, that's like a whole spooky thing in itself, right? Yeah. I had someone say they switched jobs, and I was like, mid-transaction, I was like, you talked to your lender, right? They're like, yep, we talked to him. So it just does scare me.
Yeah, all that matters. All that stuff matters.
Yes, and it can be a deal breaker. I spoke with an agent 2 weeks ago, and she said she had 3 cancellations. Last week I had talked to a lender. They had, I think, another 3 cancellations and stuff, because things happen in people's lives and they need to still be able to afford the house. Yeah. And so stuff is happening. And so we want to be realistic, and we want to make sure that we set you up for success. And that pre-qualification, I fully 100% believe in using local lenders, because they know our market and they can sit down and have that conversation with you.
And we've got some good ones.
Amazing ones. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Great folks here. And they give a shit about you. I think that's the biggest thing. They care. They want to make sure that it's a good purchase for you.
Well, you might run into them again someday. You know, this town isn't that big.
Yep.
I ran into mine. Mm-hmm. I hadn't seen him, 17 years.
Yeah.
He remembered me. Yeah. Asked him if my wife was still at the same job, and it's like, oh, crap.
Right?
If you didn't have such a unique name, I would have never remembered you. But yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, and that's the way they are.
Yep. And it's not a transaction for them. You know, a lot of times, like the ones that they're like, hey, like, I don't want them to be, you know, putting all their cash into this. Like, what can you do on your end to maybe get some closing costs for them or whatever? Like, they care. They want you, you know, to be successful. If you're successful and get a great home, great for them too. And then not being realistic about your budget. So, you know, I always tell people they're going to go into something, and I posted a meme the other day where it was like people seeing houses in their budget. It's kind of like, ew. What is realistic to you? So I kind of preach about that guest room that's really gone away since the pandemic. People aren't having guests come stay for weeks on end. And at the price of a hotel or an Airbnb, do you want to pay a mortgage in case, you know, your buddies visit? Do you want to pay a mortgage for that extra room just in case your family visits? Like, do you even want your family staying with you? I mean, so why pay the extra to have that extra bedroom that maybe you're not going to use? Or do you need a 2-stall or a 3-stall when you really just have 1 car? Can you get a shed in the backyard? Is that something that you can use for your stuff versus a garage? Can you put in fencing of your own? And then realistically, what do the upgrades look like for you? So I tell people, you know, my story, everything was done in the house cosmetically that we liked, and it was done well. I had to change my tone and get a one stall garage, which has worked out fine for us. It's been good and it's been great. Would I love a 2-stall? Yes, but I also love that I have 5 bedrooms and all the upgrades done for me. I had to put on new shingles about 2-3 years later, and we put in a new furnace. But sometimes those aren't deal breakers. So looking at what is that long term goal for you? Do we maybe need to start at a townhouse if it's your first purchase so you can get some equity and move on to your next house? Having that equity to roll into your next house is really the game changer for so many people, to be able to say, oh, I have $20,000 now after 2-3 years to be able to play with. That's kind of the dream, to be able to roll that into the next purchase and have a little bit of help there. So really those 5 spooky things that I always want people to remember, they can really make or break your home sale or your home purchase. And if you have any questions, always here to answer questions. Yes, you have a question.
Who parks in your garage if you have a 1-stall garage?
Me.
No way.
Yep.
Isn't that funny how that works?
Mm-hmm.
I do have a 2-stall garage, but I keep my snow removal equipment in there or my boat, depending on the season.
Yeah.
So that way all I got to do is open the garage door and I can immediately start plowing snow.
Yeah.
Just straight out the door. But so it's one stall is perfect for you if you get to use it, right?
If you get to use it, yeah. I say this is, we own that car. We got a company issued on the other one.
Oh,
and so,
sure.
I'm like, she can freeze outside for a little bit.
Yeah, and you got a remote start,
Yeah, I think that's the thing too. Like mine came with a remote start with it, and we utilize that a lot.
Sure.
But yeah, it's it's changing. I have people that have purchased without garages, and they're like, honestly, like it sucks sometimes, but like we would rather have the space that we have inside our house. And I'm like, I mean, it's the things you have to trade.
See, after listening to you today, my next house might be a 1-bedroom with a 3-stall garage.
There are some out there right now.
I know.
Isn't that crazy? It's
or even one of those houses would be kind of cool.
Wouldn't it be cool?
Yeah,
I
it
know.
would be.
I mean, we need to talk to Grand Forks
On a
about
lake.
doing some of those houses,
Yeah.
because there's so many people that want to do houses, and there's so many restrictions.
You go up to the lakes, any lakes now, and you're going to find more and more of them all the time.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it does. It does, really does.
I know. Yep. But I'll tell you, that's a show we need to have the Grand Forks City Council on.
There we go. A show on houses.
We've ran into a lot of restrictions. So
Yeah.
they don't let us do anything fun.
I know.
So yeah.
Does that surprise you?
We'll ask the mayor about that. He's a realtor.
Oh, he likes to have fun, though, doesn't he?
I think so. He needs a house.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We'll get him on.
Okay.
All right. Well, everyone, enjoy your Halloween. Please be safe out there. And if you're not going out, make sure that you at least do a little shoveling for everyone that's out there. Stay safe, stay warm. And with everything you do today, make sure you put a fork in it.